What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting here, and this is another addition to the Getting Back to the Basics part because I accidentally crossed off this video. I wasn't going to make this one yet because I made a lot of videos about this, and I say it at the end of almost every video, but circumstances do not matter no matter what, and I just crossed that off the list, so I have to do it now because otherwise I'm going to get confused later. But we're going to talk about circumstances not mattering, and I've talked about this before. Sometimes the circumstances seem so insurmountable, so difficult, so crazy that we're never going to get past them. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen the third party. I've been blocked. I've been told that I'm never going to see you again. I've been snubbed in public and looked like a fucking jerk off. This is in the SP realm. I've been denied promotions. I've been told that I'm never going to be able to get a job in this industry again. I've been told, the industry I work in, not this one. I've been told all kinds of negative stuff in life. But with persistence and hard work, things have always paid off. And now hard work doesn't necessarily, like in working out or sports or something, hard work is practicing late and getting up early and doing extra. That helps. Now, doing physical stuff in 3D to get a result could help too, meaning go to the gym, do stuff to better yourself, because that's all that's going to build your self-concept. And self-concept is, I'm going to pound it home again and again, because if your self-concept ain't right, you still might get your manifestation, but you won't have a very hard time maintaining it. I know from experience. But that's also circumstance, so circumstances don't matter. I've been told a lot of bad stuff. I've been put in a lot of bad situations, and I've somehow always got out of them. I've heard success stories from other people's channels. I've had success stories here that have made me think, holy shit. Even I'm thinking, sometimes I've had clients where it's like, my job is to be positive and to keep saying circumstances don't matter and to pound home what I know and visualize for them and see the best possible outcome and help them find scenarios to get out of the situation. But even sometimes I'm like, man, I do not know how this is going to play out. This seems, I've never even heard of a situation like this. But then, when they get back to me, and they tell me, you'll never guess how this played out. No, I would have never guessed that, but I'm fucking happy it did. And I'm proud of you, and I'm really happy to hear this. But it's like, man, when you start seeing this after a while, it's like the most common thing is when the circumstances are hitting you hard, it's almost like manifesting the opposite. It's what I talked about before. You're not failing, you're just not waiting long enough. Like Neville says, if your manifestation be late, then wait, for it will surely arrive at its own appointed hour. So the universe and God and whatever you want to say is bringing you your desire. It's bringing you your manifestation, and it's going to get here. But it's going to happen in the most natural, easy way for it to be delivered to you, where it doesn't feel like, it's not like genies and stuff where it's like, I want SP. There's SP right here. Hey, and she's exactly the way I want her. No, it's like, there will be a sequence that unfolds where she's gonna, like in my case, she had a third party and the third party treated her like shit and then realized all the bad shit that she's been through in other relationships. And who's here? Me. Who was the best option? Me. So that's how it could play out for you guys. It doesn't have to play out that way. It could be a whole series of other things where there's no third party necessary or anything, but it could be something that weird that plays out. For getting promoted at my other job, it was like, how do I manifest myself out of this when it was straight up denied? There was fights and arguments and all this 3D stuff, and I just gave up. That wasn't even detachment. I legitimately gave up. I'm like, well, whatever, it's never going to happen. But in a way, it was just backing off. Even full on giving up was detaching enough where let the sequence play out. The guy who takes the job, I was like, he ain't going to last here. And I'm like, ooh, that's good. Now it gives me a little bit of hope because I was able to create a story. Oh, he ain't going to last here. Yeah, he don't like this job and this and that. 2 weeks he quit. Then I was supposed to get a promotion again. Nope, denied, slapped in the face. I'm like, well, fuck, this is never going to happen now. The new guy comes in, and then I was going through trying to figure out SP stuff at this time, so I wasn't really paying attention, and I was very detached from it. I was just like, and I'm like, this guy's a burnout. So already in my head, I'm like, he's a burnout, he ain't going to make it. He's coming up on his 90 days, and I think he was only a few days away from making his 90 days. He got himself fired, and he's kept fucking up. I'm like, oh, I definitely got the spot. Then I finally get it, and I was going through this, we were going through the motions to get me ready for switching shifts. The promotion was just a better shift. And the new guy wound up still staying on the shift, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm getting fucked over. And then I started taking it personally. Then I was very resentful and very angry, and I was like, yeah, they're fucking me over. This is bullshit. And then like I started developing a resentment for the bosses. And then how did they appear in my reality? Resentment for me, talking shit towards me, making me feel like garbage, talking shit about my friends and family, talking shit about me making videos online. They don't know about Mystic channel, but they know about my comedy channel. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. They do hate me. And then this is talking about everyone as you pushed out. So I assume they're jagoffs. And then I'm like, and I assume they think I'm a jagoff. So we're going back and forth now, all mentally in my own head, and then it's playing out in the 3D. So that goes into a little bit of everyone as you pushed out. But it was like the Neville story. If I wanted to revise it and make things work and in my favor, it would be like the Neville story where the guy got fired and then he imagined himself being rehired and them apologizing and the people apologized and hired him back the next day. We're just like, sorry for the misunderstanding, but the guy said those people would not have said those unlovely things to me if they didn't truly mean them. So he didn't fully understand that everyone as you pushed out. That's what makes it easy to forgive people at times and makes you go back to the Bible, forgive them. They know not what they do. Makes sense because if everything's created within you, they don't know what they're doing. But sometimes the burden is too much and there's nothing wrong with it. If you don't want your SP back after something that happened, even though you realize that you can manifest them back, don't take them back. You don't want to go back to that job, don't go back to that job. That's why I went to another one. It's like I didn't want to deal with that anymore. But now I just say I'm a very hard worker. Everybody realizes I'm a hard worker. And I had that like thought, like everybody likes me. I have a magnetic personality. And every job when I was interviewing was ready to hire me on the spot. This job, I walked in and the guy shook my hand. He goes, when can you start? Like after like 2 or 3 lines back and forth, I'm like, oh, okay. And it just shows that that's a magnetic personality. You're feeling good. You carry yourself different. You walk with more confidence. This is where self-concept comes in, like I always talk about. But the whole point of this video is circumstances not mattering, because now I've got that shift I want with a better crew of people from what I'm assuming, because I'm assuming only the best. I haven't started there yet. But it's a better crew to work with. It's got the exact schedule I want, free parking, and it's a block away from where I was working before. So everything played out naturally and perfectly in my reality, even though I was going through a situation where I was like, oh, I'm fucking it up. It still played out the right way, because you can't fuck this up. And everyone is you pushed out, so only assume lovingly. And your circumstances don't matter. They're playing out in the most natural way possible to give you what you truly desire. And the universe already knows your desire, so if you back off and detach a bit, it's going to still deliver to you. Doesn't mean you quit. You just backed off and let it do its thing. Trust the bridge, walk in faith, and realize circumstances don't matter. All right, I hope this helped you guys. I love you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.